Hi, Rachel. So I just have a few things that I can give you. I actually thought that this beginning was perfect. I loved this thesis statement right here. You give all of the details that are necessary that you're going to argue throughout the rest of the paper. So that's one thing that I will let you know is that I did think that that was an exceptional thesis statement. I just had a grammatical thing right there. So right here, I really liked you. So you gave this good topic sentence that the film represents the audience or viewer. So then the rest of this paragraph will argue that. And so I really liked the examples that you gave throughout the paragraph demonstrating this. Now, one thing that I would suggest is after each example that you give, talk about how that relates to the topic sentence. So, how does this sentence or this example that I've used relate to the topic sentence? What do I mean and why am I using that? And so that's one thing that I would suggest is go throughout the rest of the paper and pick out all of the examples, talk about why that supports your topic sentence. And then at the end, talk about how that topic sentence relates to your thesis statement. So now that you've argued your topic sentence enough, at the end of each paragraph, the last sentence or two or three, you can use to actually talk about how that relates to the thesis statement. Um, and so that's one thing that I would suggest. Um, so I really thought that you had an excellent paper, and I don't really have very much to give you because I do know that you're not completed and finished with this paper. But I really thought that it was excellent. Those are the only few couple things that I can give you right now are to look it over and after each example talk about how it relates to your topic sentence, and at the end of each paragraph, talk about how it relates to the thesis statement. Um, and there is something that's called concision uh, that I haven't ever talked about very much, but it is trying to use or I guess, get your point across with least amount of words as possible. And the way that this is done, it doesn't mean that it's a short paragraph. It doesn't mean that you take out a lot of the things that you have. What it means is that you go through, get each of the sentences that you have, and you look at a specific word phrase, and you see if that is a necessary phrase, if everything within that sentence is absolutely necessary to get your point across. And if it's not, or or if there's a better or shorter way of saying it that's more clear for your audience, to use that to change it, to make it the best, the most concise paragraph as possible. And this is something that deals with a lot of style and a lot of this is what good writers use in order to be the most effective. And so that's one thing that I would suggest. Um, Another thing, lastly, is after each topic sentence, talk about what you mean by that topic sentence. So the mirror in the film represents the audience or the viewer, not only arguing that point, but what you mean by that point. So does that mean that it's a literal representation, or does that mean that it's a figurative or a metaphor? And obviously it is a metaphor, but how so? And so after each thesis or topic sentence, always take a sentence or two to explain that. Hopefully this is helpful. This is just the organization content that should always be included within a paragraph, within a paper to help your audience to understand exactly what you mean, exactly what your audience is. I think that you have improved so much during the semester, and I'm grateful for this opportunity that I've had to work with you. You've been just an excellent student, and that's one thing that I will uh, let you know is that you have done a good job. So all of these suggestions are obviously things that can improve your paper, but that does not mean that you have not improved or that your paper is not a good one. So these are just a few things that are principles of writing that I hope can help you. Um, have a good day. I'll see you in class.